Okay, I think it's recording. Why isn't it telling me if it's recording? Oh, yeah, now it's recording. It got all that. Yeah. Okay, let's just double check. That we're using, okay. Okay,
All right, you can go.
To the Boyle County Extension Council and the 4-H community at large. There was a time when 4-H represented everything good and pure about service, learning, and belonging. It was where a shy, uncertain 9-year-old girl first found safety, purpose, and voice. Within those green clovers, I discovered what it meant to lead with my head, open my heart, use my hands for good, and protect my health in service of something larger than myself. I found family, I found mentors, I found light. And above all else, I found Dr. Ragland, the embodiment of the 4-H pledge in human form. She modeled integrity, compassion, and courage. She made safe spaces for young people, including me, when our lives outside those fairgrounds were anything but safe. She believed in the potential of each child, not because of their name, their connections, or their status, but because of their spirit. Her guidance shaped not only who I am as a professional, but who I am as a mother, a citizen, and a woman of conscience. For many years, thousands of hours, I have served proudly as a 4-H member, a Boyle County intern, a 4-H council member, and then president, a county extension council president, and a district board secretary. I carry forward the traditions that once built me. But the wounded and disrespected 4-H program I now see before me bears little resemblance to the organization that raised me. And the vilification of Dr. Ragland and her incredible career is something I can no longer remain silent on. When our council chose to stand for ethics, truth, and the protection of our youth, we faced retaliation instead of respect. Professionals and political leaders who should have upheld the 4-H values of honesty and service instead turned to slander, manipulation, and intimidation. The integrity of our program and of those who dared defend it was chipped away by favoritism and deceit. As someone who served on the agent hire committee for the second agent, I witnessed firsthand how truth and transparency were sacrificed for politics and personal alliances. The decision to hire an unqualified candidate for reasons steeped in local influence rather than merit was not simply disappointing, it is devastating. It has told every young person in our program watching that integrity no longer matters, that power prevails over principle. The aftermath has been unbearable to watch. A once vibrant 4-H program followed out by unethical office, district, and university leadership, leading to the quiet departure of those who held it together with love and grit. It breaks my heart to say that the organization that once stood as my refuge no longer reflects the safety or integrity I demand for myself, my peers, the children of this community, and most importantly, my children. I am resigning from all 4-H leadership roles effective immediately. This is not a decision made in haste or anger. It is one made in sorrow and moral clarity. My allegiance is to the true spirit of 4-H, the one that raised me, healed me, and taught me to stand firm, even when my voice shakes. That version of 4-H deserves better than what remains today. I hope this letter challenges those still within the system to reflect, not on me, but on themselves. If someone's passion, their life's passion, has turned to pain under your leadership, perhaps the problem is not your disloyalty, but your disregard. And so, I'll leave you with the modified famous words of Linger, a camp song that is the heartbeat of every 4-H'er. Ooh, ooh, I want to linger, ooh, ooh, a little longer, ooh, ooh, a little longer, here with you. Ooh, ooh, it's such a perfect night, ooh, ooh, it doesn't seem quite right, ooh, ooh, that this should be my last with you. Ooh, ooh, and as the years go by, ooh, ooh, I'll forever be saddened by. This is no longer goodnight, it is goodbye.
Thank you.
Stewart, our area director, she'll be here shortly, she's running a little bit late, she had a meeting in Anderson County, but she should be here literally in a moment. So, we'll go ahead and start with dinner. So, if you all would like to hop up and grab some leaves, at least it's comfort. Does anybody want to grab before we eat? I'm actually not allowed to do that because I work for the university. Thank you, Samuel.
This far isn't great. Oh, Lord, I just come before you in this heaviness of what Father used to look for your light and your leadership, Lord God. Your direction. People who have served, Lord Father God, individually, who chose to lead and be part of our Father. Give us wisdom. No, focus. Move forward. We need your help. This time is heavy. Be with her, her family. Comfort. Comfort her. And comfort those who mourn. Bring up your leadership in the people around. Bless the food and help us to be community with each other. In Jesus' name, amen.
All right, we have chicken strips, potatoes, gravy, macaroni and cheese, green beans, because we have to have something green, and an assortment of sausage, and desserts over here, drinks over here. Yourselves, we'll get back together in like 15 minutes.
Yeah, let's. Thank you for. So, yeah, there's not those. That was all thank you. She said all that up. What is this called? Teamwork? Sure, he did that.
That. You know, he's a big man. He didn't. Me, thumbs and finger away. Well. When you have a pain, that's open it, down the hole and across. There is one that, there's one on the way to take our watching tape. And then she had other that she went to make. One day she had a plan to make it sell. Yeah. Yeah. You're right.
I think that's.
Smack it.
I can answer when you try. Oh, okay. I don't know if you can answer, but I can answer.
I've never seen anything. I should work.
Yeah.
I'm sure it is. Down the hill, though.
And, you know.
Yeah, that is, yeah.
So that's. We're bringing the grand presentation today. And gosh, everything is. How could you not do that? Did he give a name? Very guy, hungry.
Me too.
Or to be getting orders.
Without leaving.
Oh, they're, and they have to.
And then really. You have to do. You need to pay.
Does anything good about?
Yes.
I was there too, but only. Yeah. She did a really nice job. I didn't eat that.
I don't know, it's not cold. Yeah, you got the right. Just doing what they were supposed to. We've been raising more than we need. And I think like that is the gap. I don't know how much support it be, but 30. But they'll do. Yeah.
Again, use it to start when it sounds good. It says, places you said, okay. Oh,
So can
I don't know about it. Normally, start the whole cycle later. Right. But you have that back. Yeah, and we need to make sure that contract plans.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get started. For those of y'all that don't know me, I'm Beth Johnson, I'm the secretary for the extension council. Brian Burkhead is the vice chair, and he is not here tonight. So, what I would like to do at this time is take nominations for a chair to preside over this meeting today, and then possibly start the next. We will have officer elections at the next meeting in the spring. And so, I will open it for nominations for a chair to run this meeting and start the meeting in the spring. Any nominations?
Well, I'm gonna Pam said,
Pardon?
I'll nominate Pam said,
Okay,
Dennis Jones.
I'm gonna Senate 4-H, set.
any other nominations? Pam's been in, second. No. Do I need a second?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sure.
Can I have a second?
I'll second the nomination.
What's your name?
Kim Kern,
I'm still learning.
that's fine.
I'm sorry.
Kernel of corn, drop the L and put it in. Easiest way to spell it.
And I'm sorry, what's your name?
Yeah.
Thank you. I got you.
Chat, Pam.
Yeah, for chat. Yeah, I got it. I got you in the. And I apologize.
It's okay.
Okay. Dennis has made the motion to, nominate Pam for president and preside over this meeting. And Ken has seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, like sign. All right, Pam, I will gladly let you take this over. And I will we'll go back and sit down and do minutes. Thank you so much.
All right, I'm gonna follow the agenda that has already been preset.
Madam Chair.
Yes,
I have to ask a naive question. What just happened? What's going on? What is this?
so our president has resigned,
Mhm.
so we need someone to lead our meeting.
No, I understand that, but what was the issue she was talking about? I don't know enough of what's going on to know what. happened.
Excellent. So, is there anyone that would like to speak on the issue? Okay, we have a lot of change happening in our staff. And, I can't speak on that. I don't know firsthand. I can't share with you any of the thoughts or expectations or why anyone is maybe changing. However, our president just shared with us that they felt some of the changes that were happening went against some of our core values. I can't share with you her thoughts on that. Just that those are the reasons she is leaving. Okay,
Just to
Right.
clarify, Bo, I am retiring January 5th.
thank you.
And I'm leaving on October 31st, and I was going to wait until the end and tell everybody that I was leaving. But, couldn't have put it better than
Thank you.
I did not want to leave this program. I fully intended to retire from this program, and I love everything about my job, except anybody higher up in our service than my direct boss.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Well, I'm gonna say, I want to congratulate Tyler on his coming up to us, and he's leaving on the 29th.
Congratulations.
So does it fall within our purview to be informed about these changes, this turmoil, what to do about it? I mean, I don't know who else would have the responsibility for addressing it if the whole agency was under.
I think that's an
Great.
excellent question, Rita.
Yes, and to answer your question, I mean, other than what Incident has shared with you guys, that is all that I can share. We did not discuss personnel issues or reasons for doing things, other than that, we Dana said about and probably reasons that. There's lots of reasons that our employees leave, different jobs, things that happen, so.
Clearly, so there's some kind of structural issue going on. It's not just a set of personal choices. Is at your level or a higher level planning an investigation or something and give a report back to us about what's happening?
I mean, you heard what Danielle said. I was not here for that, so I did not hear that.
Mhm.
Is that in our minutes?
Yeah, and it's on recording.
It was recorded.
It's on video, but, that is something that we at the university look at. But again, this personnel reasons, I cannot answer the personnel issues. With you guys.
Can we make a resolution to request that at least you make a report back to us about what, if anything, is being done?
You can, or you can email them directly and ask. If you need the emails, I've got them for you.
Well, I was thinking as a matter of record, that this body, the advisory body, would be requesting a report officially.
I think if you want to make that request, it is on there and we will get back with you.
Like, do we
So
need to be more official than that to make sure that there's a follow-up?
it's up to you guys. There are certain things that we cannot comment on with, our leaders and the companies. And personnel things is one of those things that we cannot discuss. Hiring personnel, those kinds of issues.
They can discuss the issues of the new agent, of what we suggested that they look for and how they pick. And, if that was actually sent up the ladder the way it was sent for this agent to be picked. That from my understanding, what we asked for is not what we're getting.
When we get to that part of the agenda, I'm more than happy to walk you guys through the hiring process.
It is toward the end of the agenda.
No, it's
There.
at the beginning of the.
If you
agenda.
need any contact information, make sure you get with us at the end of it.
Well, I think I'll wait to hear that report, but I may be making a formal motion on behalf of the advisory.
It's not fair to ask people to serve on a community council like this and to walk in and have this kind of undercurrent feelings and to lose this kind of program staff and for us to not know. That is putting us in a horrible position. I've served on many boards and I've never been on one like where this kind of thing happens. I'm appalled. We can't make good decisions if we don't know what's going on.
And I'm just as surprised as you guys are tonight with what has happened so far with the. I did not know that I was in the part. So I'm filling in for Jay tonight. He has a family emergency out of state, so I do apologize. I ducked in from another meeting and I will make sure I'm expecting to.
So does the committee need to make a formal proposal to ask Natasha and Dr. Hunter to come down and address this?
I mean, they're going to give the same answers, right, that I think it's not. We cannot discuss hiring and we cannot discuss personnel issues.
I didn't ask personnel issues, I didn't ask hiring. I just asked if you received what we got, and that's the guideline you went by.
We did it.
I did not get that back in the email I got, so.
My question is that, what you're kind of skipping around there, the 4-H council sat down and made a suggestion. They told you what they wanted in an agent. The county extension council sat down. They told you what they wanted in an agent. They wrote it on the papers on the wall. Is that what you hired? Yes or no? No.
We hired the right person.
No, you didn't.
See, now you're avoiding me.
I got, what, then why, when the deck was stacked, NDA paperwork was required by the review board.
Oh, I got the answer to that.
Okay, tell me.
I got told that, that's to protect the applicants so their bosses can't find out they applied. I did get that back in an email.
That's lame.
So, guys, every county that uses a screening committee, every single screening committee individual who serves signs a waiver, if that's what you're all talking about.
Non-disclosure.
Right, yes, and they sign that, and there are several reasons, that they sign that, but they know that coming into it, that is explained, they have the option of walking away if they so desire, and not serving on that committee if they don't want to sign the agreement. But that is not anything that we do not do in any other county with any other screening committee. And there's lots of reasons why we do that.
Well,
So the non-disclosure in my understanding is to not disclose to the employer of an applicant.
How do you all think that? Why do you think that?
oh,
That is what
I was told that by Natasha and Jack,
Yes.
straight up told that in the conversation I had Thursday.
I mean, there could be lots of reasons that is, I mean, and that very well could be one. We do have to comply. It really can mess up our process if we have individuals from the county serving that have that confidential information going back out into the communities. It can really hinder a search for a candidate. There are lots of ways that it can hinder that.
Okay,
So
so-
that is not negotiable.
Can I ask something?
Yes.
So I think I'm kind of lost as to how, number one, what position are we talking about?
Yeah.
Number two, how did the hiring process occur?
Sure.
And from square one,
Yes, I can walk you through that. So if you're following along on your agenda, we are actually talking about staffing updates. So if you want to know where we are on there, we are talking about the new 4-H agent position. This person, individual has, and will be starting in January. And the hiring process, when it all comes to be guys, is it all starts with the extension district board deciding to custom assistant. Once that happens, they will move to do that. And they will move whether or not to have a screening committee in place. Now, the screening committee is made up of 4 to 5 individuals. The board, CDC, Department of Advisory Council, and a couple, 1 or 2 more leaders. That screening committee, is optional for our counties. They don't have to do that.
Rita, I'm sorry, who did you say was on the training committee again?
One from the district board, usually the chair, but the chair can opt to have somebody
Okay.
else. CEC chair or the president. Program advisory council, usually if there's a really good program advisory council in place, or representative, all these can be representatives. And
Did
then
we
1 or
have a
2
screening
others.
committee from did we elect to have that?
Yes, you guys, in every position that you all hire, since I've been in this position, you all have a screening committee. So we also gather the qualities and characteristics from different groups. Those have to be submitted before the position posting closes. Once that happens, you know, a lot of times folks don't always think that we do, but the screening committee meets. They go through listing the strengths and the opportunities for growth for each of the candidates. They do some waiver forms. And then that feedback from the screening committee is sent to our hiring team. Now, at the university level, in making those hiring decisions, we carefully consider the feedback from the screening committee. We also look at those qualities and characteristics that are presented, and we go from there. Once we have that information, then we will move forward with the interview process. Let's see that.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
Is there anyone here tonight from our screening committee?
So we do not ask that the screening committee
Oh.
identify themselves, please.
Um,
Because they cannot answer anything about the process or
So-
My question would be, would anybody from the screening committee? Keep going.
yeah, we can't talk about how many candidates were, you know, how many people applied for the position. We cannot talk about applicants. We cannot talk about interviews. That's totally not fair. That is something that the screening and the hiring committees should do. Now, as far as the hiring process, once we get that, some of you realize this, our candidates go through a rigorous interview process. It is a behavior-based interview. Those questions, they're not just a simple yes or no question, it is a behavioral-based question. And they also have to do a presentation with us. So we do have that presentation component, and our candidates are then evaluated on presentation quality.
and who listens to that
We have an interview team,
interview team? Okay.
yes,
Is
so
that based on UK's interview team, or is that across the board?
we have a team made up from different, levels at the university.
That is my question, that.
So,
UK.
we also evaluate our candidates not only on, presentation quality, but on teaching skills, on professionalism, and also subject matter knowledge. So it is a pretty rigorous interview process. There's a phone interview, there's in-person interviews. And then talking about your question, Donnie, the hiring committee is comprised of, you wanna know, administrators, program leaders, and, all of us have to reach a consensus following the end of the interview process. So it's not just me making a decision or someone else, but it is the consensus of the entire group, and we all have to reach that consensus.
So it's the consensus of the UK group, how Boyle County spends their taxpayer money on an agent coming in.
Right, you all have your input through this.
Even though we pay for it, we don't have any input.
Yes, you do.
Okay, I'm not asking about the screening committee. Do they break them 1 through 4 and send to you?
No.
Or do they?
As I said earlier, we do strengths and we do opportunities for growth for each of the candidates. And that is turned in. And we take it from there.
Yes, you did.
Was there anybody in the transfer portal that got disregarded for this job?
We cannot answer that because that is not public knowledge.
Under the Kentucky Open Records Act, what information is available to be released to the public?
I'll have to check, and I'm not totally sure at the time.
Thank you.
But I cannot talk to you guys about, neither can Natasha. We cannot talk about interviews, what happens during interviews, and we cannot talk with you about anything, administration like hiring wise or applicants wise. So it's not public knowledge.
I'm thinking consensus, what can you help us with?
I just walked through the hiring process and how we go about choosing our candidates, what the process is. I know you don't want to know. You want to know everything about all the applicants. I cannot share that with you. I cannot share the interview stuff with you.
Rita, I think the question is that, should, everybody wants to know. The CEC takes a lot of their time, a lot of their energy to sit down and make decisions for our county, for each council, does the same thing. So in the hiring process, or any process for that matter, where's their opinion?
So your also opinion should have came out in the qualities and characteristics. You also had a representative on the screening committee.
Was it Jay? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't ask that, never mind.
Yeah,
So,
conflict of interest.
I really, truly would hope that you all would, and all of us, we feel that the committee, we feel very confident that you all are receiving an excellent agent. And honestly, guys, I would just really love, for you guys in joining me and welcoming her, into the program and helping her serve our community. At the end of the day, we are all after the same thing. We all want to help our county. We want to move things forward as far as helping our situation with county, it's not coming out right. Our goal in extension is to serve all people. And I just, we all just need to work together. And, I
I was
really,
willing to destroy that because you didn't listen to them. You're willing to destroy the longevity and the continuity that you have amongst people. Because UK did not listen to a council and an overwhelming recommendation.
so we had the information that we had came from the screening committee and following your characteristics. And guys, at the end of the day, that's all we have, that's what we can do, and that's what we have to go on. We listened to the screening committee, and your county had input.
Rita, we asked for a person that had fine arts, had communication, had inner city kid development. We are ending up with a 22-year-old kid with an ag degree.
That hasn't even graduated yet.
We wanted a person to start now.
She is going to be starting on January 4th, 3rd, whichever it is.
And we won't get her until she's in 6 months of training.
It'll go faster than you guys think.
6 months.
There will be.
I can add.
You guys need to help us welcome this person and.
Rita.
All we hear
Rita.
is you ask us to help you.
Yeah.
You are not
all have
helping
not,
us.
you all have not helped this extension office or any of its people in the last 3 years. Or the atmosphere would be totally different among these people. They would not be looking for different counties to go to, different jobs. So.
You just keep
You
looking.
guys do have some concern. I'm kind of new to all this, but sorry about that. It's a very, young age. We have some programs here, worked with the extension office for years through our program. We have very limited programs for the kids that I work with, the troubled youth. And they have been amazing, because a lot of people don't want to work with those youth in our community. So they have built a really solid program to where it's exposing our youth to a whole lot of things that they don't get exposed to. Some of those kids are 16, some of those kids are 17. I guess my concern is if, I don't know who this person is, but if she is 21 or 22, that's a really sticky situation. You can get in with some older, you having somebody that young and working in proximity with those. So I know we can't know what the interview process was, but, was there some criteria as far as when people go to apply for a job? There's, those qualifications and experience and things on there that are listed. How would the public know if we're having somebody that's just graduating college and no experience, how can they meet those standards? And then the community not know anything about it, because I do pay tax dollars here, and I am very concerned that UK is making decisions for our community, and that nobody apparently in here has been aware of anything that's going on, including myself, who has a program with this, extension office. So I guess I'm more concerned now than ever that somebody else is making decisions for our community, my community, that work with my kids and where I raise my children. So I'm concerned. I think this needs to be probably bigger than the people sitting in this room, because I definitely think this needs to get out. to our
Is this
community.
direction that the new, no, not the agent, is this direction that the new namesake for, the agricultural side, is this what he wants to see?
So Rita,
So
we have an agenda here.
Okay, we do.
And, well, I'm gonna say this is bigger
Yes. But I do
than the
need to say-
agenda, so I don't have to make the agenda.
I do need to say two comments to yours.
So
that needs to be
please
said.
address Jennifer.
Yes, one is we do not discriminate, I don't want to use that word, but we do not discriminate on age and a number of different factors. So we cannot say just because a candidate is a certain age that we are not going to consider them. We cannot do that. So the person that is selected is going to be a wonderful agent. They are going to do a great job. And the second thing that.
Who they got in their hip pocket?
The concern I had, we're talking about this person
Yes,
and crucifying this person before they're even here.
that's. not-
They've gone through 4 years of college and they're a recent new graduate. Your pool of applicants are new graduates. Whenever you look at extension agents, and you look at 4-H agents, there's not a huge pool of experienced folks out there that are applying for these positions. Number one, because it doesn't pay for it. But, the concern is we need to realize that this person has actually gone through 4 years of college. Currently, as a new graduate, And let's hope that the graduate program, the school that she went to would teach her, she goes through a course in learning how to be a teacher. Has had student teaching, has some experience. And I don't think we need to crucify her.
Right, exactly.
Manager
I mean-
experience.
I mean, like, I really
Really
wish y'all to see
needs.
this person advance,
Yeah.
being on board. I started out with a graduate, day after I graduated, I started in this job.
Almost all of them.
And there's so much excitement there. And guys, I mean, I just hope that you guys will help welcome this.
See, I disagree with Beth. I don't think we're crucifying a new person. I really wish her well about it. She is not what was asked for by this county.
If you.
I applaud her and wish her well. I do. She was not what was asked for and what was needed as a second agent in this county. No.
If you all have been for the agenda, we can discuss this all night. But I just want you all to know for the records, we listened to you guys. We heard. We chose a good person for this position. And I'll see you.
Thank you, Madam Chair, for letting me interrupt the whole agenda, but it was very helpful to know what the heck is going on.
Please know, guys, that we do appreciate you all serving on the CEC. This is not our typical meeting, so if you're new to this.
Nomination for members to serve on the.
Yeah, so per the KRS, by November 1st, our CEC members need to make nominations for individuals to serve on the assistant district board. So we have rotated, this come off of district board with Danny, right? Danny will be rotating off, he serves 2 terms. And also Danielle is the other person that's rotating off. Danielle has served 1 term on the district board. She is eligible for a 2nd term and could be renominated if you all would like to so do that.
She was resigned.
She's resigned from all
She
duties.
just resigned, so she's not gonna be. eligible.
In her letter, she resigned from all duties.
District board, so?
She resigned.
So you guys then will need to select 4 names for the 2 positions to potentially serve on the district board. If you're new to the CEC, there are 2 positions that are open, so we have to submit to Judge Shirley 2 nominations for each of those positions. So 4 names.
Where do they need to be from?
What one?
Where do they need to be from?
Honestly, if you look at the KRS does not say that you have to have 2 from a certain area or whatever. I guess Danny is probably ag and natural resources, but, and then.
I'd say it's safe to say that we usually try to have representation.
We try to have a.
Yes.
It's not required.
I thought our bylaws had it that way.
I thought they did too.
So, and I guess Danielle is.
4-H.
Mhm. Okay, so that's who you have currently, you have an A&R and 4-H, but again. So, it is.
It's the CSO nomination, because I only have 1 person on district board right now. That's not fair, so.
I mean, again, it doesn't have to be.
Yeah, we
don't.
It's fair.
Happy? We did. Family Consumer Science has 2 nominees for the district board, Jennifer Gaddis and Georgia DeRusso.
Jennifer who?
Jennifer Gaddis,
And who else?
Georgia DeRusso,
Georgia.
DEARAUJ.
DEAR.
Capital ARAUJO.
Got it, really?
Yeah.
Do we need to go on? Two more?
Yeah, sure. I'd like to nominate Ben Johnson for secretary.
Johnson.
Is this for the district board or the CEC?
District board is what it is.
District board is for.
District board.
Kathy, were you for district board?
Yes.
Okay.
What was it for district board?
Oh, yeah, Kathy had mentioned, FCS's nominees for those two names.
Oh, okay,
And
gotcha.
they did.
Okay, so with Ben Johnson for district board or for secretary for our county extension council?
District board.
Oh, wait,
Oh.
so we're not doing the officers for. district
Not
board.
officers, yeah.
Just nominate.
Just nominate for district board, but not the officers. So Beth Johnson for district board.
You mean?
Yeah.
I nominate Dennis Chatham for district board.
Well, I think it's just.
You know. He said no. That's why.
All right, so we have 4 names. No,
Do we have anybody?
It's not my role to suggest. It's.
you can't, a member has to nominate.
Got a hand up here. Madam Chair.
Yes.
I'd like to bring forward names of 2 enthusiastic and energetic individuals with a variety of experience and talents. Janice Scott and Blake Mason.
Are these for district board too?
I guess that's what I'm.
Yes,
Yes.
President, did you say those again?
That's the same again.
Janice Scott
Yeah.
and Blake Mason.
Can I
Lewis.
ask a question at this time?
Lewis,
I would like to nominate Amy Stinnett.
The nomination has been through the board, if people are these, how many of these people are present and would willing to be acknowledged who they are?
yeah, we do need, if I'm correct, we need them to, accept the nomination, correct? Rita?
I was going to call another time if you have, she had it. I mean.
We have a prepared list, where's that at?
Well,
I just called the 2 people that, to see if they're interested, since Shirley thinks from general fund.
Okay,
I just checked to see if they were interested, and they said, yeah.
So they have an.
okay, so Jennifer Gaddis, I know is present, you accept your nomination? Good, and, George.
Oh, Georgia, yeah, she was looking like I had his name, but you run out of names when you're trying to ask people to be on the district board.
Okay.
So,
Beth Johnson,
Yeah. I can. I didn't know, there was discussion there, I didn't know.
Dennis, do you accept?
Yes.
Janice Scott,
Ms. Scott has expressed a willingness to participate.
and Blake
Mason
Mason,
has also expressed willingness to serve if selected.
and then in Senate, I accept, have I missed anyone?
So just for clarification, we have 7 names for 2 seats.
You can only have 4 names.
Yeah, it's supposed to be. just
Can we have a
Well, and
time out here?
in the past, that's what we've always, if someone from one branch.
CEC has bylaws about who they can nominate as far as how it comes
So
and
we have
goes.
balance.
So we're not going
So
by
that
the
was
bylaws.
it.
That was,
That
the-
was the end, that's the end.
Want to make it legal or
So
not?
we did that. And others added their name.
So,
And then extra names.
Ray has a point of order.
What's that?
yes,
Right. The CEC bylaws, I am pretty sure has a way that they nominate. as far as the rotation off and on and who does it. I think we really need to look and make sure it's on there, or maybe I magic it, wrote it in, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that it's in the bylaws that there's a way certain groups nominate to keep it for our county.
Can we look up the bylaws on the internet?
I'm just gonna be real honest, I'm familiar with 4-H bylaws, but as far as CSC, is this something we can table for next meeting? Or does it need to be done now? Okay, is there a way we can look these up and know what they are right now, so that we can do this correctly?
No, because Danny.
Because I don't wanna do it incorrectly. Yes, Danny?
Believe you.
Right back in the good old days, didn't we call five people on the council each year? It was divided up between 4 program areas, and one of them got 2, and then the next year rotated, somebody else got 2.
That's my understanding.
That's the way it was set up, and that got kicked out of whack 2 years ago.
I don't want to.
That what happened 2 years ago should not affect the council.
It affects the way it's represented, way it affects the representation on the board. That's why it's skewed right now.
Thank
So
you,
there are
Olivia.
3 people left on the board.
Who's on the
that
board currently?
represented from what area? So the 3 people that are on the board, so
From 4-H.
we have one for each.
Yeah.
There is
4-H, but Barry is coming off, but he is what?
Jamie.
Barry is-
Danny's coming off.
Larry.
Megan Hart.
No, Danielle was
Right,
the second.
it's coming off of 4-H. It's Spencer and,
I'm a horticulture representative.
right. And then Mackenzie.
And Mackenzie is,
Yes.
family consumer science.
Yes.
And there's one added and one 4-H coming off. Right, we agree with that? And so then, it doesn't sound like we'll have another ag person on there. It was, we for sure need that, right? So we're gonna need to get 2
We need
names.
another ag, yes.
We're gonna need 2 names for ag.
No, there's a rotation system, Dennis.
Yeah, but there's not,
Agriculture has been on, it's time for them to have one, they've had more than one for a long time.
okay.
They're, when
So-
you see the bylaws.
You're saying horticulture is the same as that, maybe that's not that with the 4.
So who should have the second right now is what we're asking.
And horticulture, A&R, and family. Family.
So it's either.
FCS, A&R, 4-H, horticulture.
Right.
Those are the 4 areas.
Right, so. We have, right now, we have those 4, the way the board is now, the district, we have 4 people, and we have Danielle. Because we have 2 4-Hers. Right, everyone agree that?
And Kinsey, yes, yes,
And
yes, 6.
Oh, we have 6.
Yeah.
So we have 7 members on our district board, county, our county.
So we'll, at least 2 of them will have 1 for each area still on there, is that my understanding or no? Which, what will we not have?
There's no, well,
Everybody's represented.
Right, we'll have 1 from each of the 4 areas that we want. Speak up if I'm wrong, I'm just trying to. Straight out what we need, so it doesn't matter, man, we can pick.
You really need to look at the bylaws and make sure they're right, because the way they were represented in the past, Danny, was not the way they were voted on, because those weren't the ones that came from those areas, that's the way they were put in.
So, Ray, if I may say this, and you guys are gonna get tired of hearing me say it, because I keep repeating it, but per the KRS, it does not say that you have to have this program, this many representatives like this board, and this, and this, and this. The Extension District Board is charged with financial oversight for the office. This group is charged with programming for Extension. You all give the programming recommendations, the board members provide financial oversight. It is very important that we have all program areas represented on the CEC. That is important, and that is part of the makeup of the CEC.
So,
There is nothing in the KRS that says that you have to have so many positions for each program area on the district.
you are correct, you're following chaos by having who we have on there. But we have a little stricter deal with our CEC bylaw as to how we want it placed and how they want it done. As long as we follow KRS and have the number of people and records, we're good. But we can make that tighter here in the county to follow what we need to, if I understand the law.
That's correct.
We have a very strict rotation for the CEC, and that all of your reports are represented. If that's what you're hearing. The way this is done, has not.
Don't use no.
You're very welcome.
Oh, this is a lot of- Yeah, that's pretty small.
Follows. It has a section B extension district board. And it has two statements under there, if that's what you're referring to. If it states one nominated, district board, section B here. They may request reports. And the CEC declare program needs to be extended to the board for budget considerations and then review the budget after completion. So, I'm going everything that the extension district board does is done by KRS, not by anyone else.
Nothing's, I mean, district board does not supersede KRS, but I'm also saying, are you looking at district board bylaws or CEC bylaws?
These are the ones that we would put in things that, I believe we just handed out.
I was,
There's nothing.
because we have gotten way out of whack on the board as far as representation and trying to get back, trying to pick off the seven.
So you all currently have 7 names that you would narrow down to 4. That is have to do it, correct?
Yeah, I have 2 4-H agents on the board. And 9 of them representatives.
I don't either.
You have one, and you're not right. One.
But agents aren't actually district board members.
They're not.
So that doesn't, it doesn't matter to the agents that they're not even on board.
By statutes, board members are automatically members of the county.
Correct.
But are they voting? So why did we hire Jay? I thought Jay was supposed to be in charge of all that. I mean, like legitimately, I don't understand. I didn't think that was correctly.
Jay is not a member of the district board.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. Tyler, do you take them vote at district board meeting?
No.
So they're not voting members of the district board?
Not any employee, none of us.
So I just didn't understand why that would matter with that we had 2 4-H agents and.
Doesn't.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Okay, so we need 2 members for district board. We have,
We need 4 all.
We need 4
we
total.
need 4. We have
We have
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, do we have a second on any of the names?
Second, pass to it. I think it's good, Johnson.
I'm second, guys.
Jennifer.
Oh, guys.
That's Dennis Chatham.
I'll second you.
Do we have a second on another name?
I'll second the Georgia Delusion.
What?
Doesn't that make five?
That makes four. Pam Senate, Beth, Jennifer, and Georgia.
Oh, I thought you said him before this, and said.
We needed four, right?
Right, but I.
Oh, he was asking who second Pam Senate.
No,
Yeah.
Oh, you were second. Oh, okay, my bad.
This is. Before.
After Jennifer
Before.
Davis. So we need four names. So right now we have Pam Senate, Beth, what was her last name?
Johnson,
Johnson,
then Jennifer,
Jennifer Gaddis,
and Georgia.
But I think.
I thought Scott was
Dennis did get one before Georgia.
I think
She's not here.
because I'm.
As I'm looking at the bylaws, it doesn't have a limit on the number to nominate. Where is that limit come from?
So that is for the KRS. There's two names for each of the two sections.
So our names are,
Can we do a vote, everybody turn in their piece of paper and do, put four names down that you want, and put in your little tally of the vote before we leave.
do we need to vote on these individually? Yeah, let's do that.
So do I have a piece of paper and I need a piece of paper? Okay.
So does everyone need to write down four names or a name? Four names. Everyone write down four names and pass it on. to the group. Take all the papers. Pass it all around. Everyone get it.
Okay, got
But we're only doing four.
Four names. Yes, write down four names.
Pam, do we have a whiteboard? And I can write them down.
Yeah, for all those people who can't.
No, all the people are not here.
The bylaws are here.
All right, really quick. Jennifer Gaddis, are you here? All right, write down my name, Jennifer Gaddis. Is Georgia here? Is Beth here?
There.
Beth is here. Is Dennis here?
Yes.
Is Janice here? Is Blake here?
You're looking at the four that's been nominated.
Oh, gotcha. All right, is Pam here? Yes, I'm here. What did the bylaws say?
The election district board nominees must be in person at fall meeting.
Is that saying they need to be here at all meetings after they've been nominated or elected? Or they need to be here for the nomination meeting?
The election of district board nominees must be in person at the fall meeting.
Okay. There you go. That on us report. Was that four?
Okay,
Yeah, there is only.
There are only four here.
there's more.
Right. Okay. So did you get all that, Rita?
Jennifer,
Yes. Jennifer, Beth, Pam, and Dennis, right? We're not missing anyone, we're not overlooking anyone at all? Okay,
Okay, yeah.
anyone second those nominations?
Say the four one more time.
So it is Jennifer Gaddis, Beth Johnson, Pam Senate, and Dennis Chatham. Anyone second those?
I second.
Thank you. Any opposed? All those in favor? All right. I think we're good, Rita.
thank you guys.
Welcome. All right, qualities and characteristics of an ANR agent is next, Rita. Scott, you.
Yeah.
All right, guys. You guys now know that. that we are going to have an A&R agent vacancy. When the process is when the board meets at the next meeting, they will vote whether or not to post that position. So we're not assuming that one way or the other, that will be up to the board. But should the board decide to post and to continue with that position, we do have to have a list of qualities and characteristics. And since we don't have another meeting until the spring, now is a great time to do that in preparation for that. So, we would like for you all to go ahead and think about, your ag and natural resources agent. What are the qualities and characteristics that you all want to see in that individual? We will compile a list. And, then if the board, which I feel like they will, but if the board moves forward with that, we have it ready to go. So these are things that you would like to see in that agent. So this is your chance to dream and to think about it. What are your thoughts?
Can I ask a question? Well, is there a list from previous positions, like previous A&R agent from the last time? Is
Yeah,
that?
no, just.
That's been 4 times
Okay,
in this position, so I don't know.
I'm just curious as a starting point.
Yeah, I totally understand.
You don't have the list for Tyler?
That was before I started in this position. I'm not sure, what.
We don't have that in minutes though, because
This is your all's chance, really, on the dream. You guys are super talented. Hold on.
do we have
It is.
any A&R representatives here?
I mean, even if you're outside of the program area, what kind of individual do you want?
I'll be honest, knowledge of agriculture.
Yes. I mean, that's what I'm at.
And that encompasses all aspects of
Well,
agriculture.
I just think it's hard when you have representatives from other focused areas who aren't fine tuned into what these need. It's hard for us to tell you what we need.
Community, relation, involvement.
I mean,
I would say.
I'm in inner city schools, so I'm gonna push agriculture for inner city schools.
My suggestion, one of my suggestions would be, good written and, verbal communication skills.
That's across the board for anything these days, yeah, absolutely.
Technology.
So that works for
Experience.
Y'all.
Having all kinds.
No.
Not just technology, but.
Are you saying?
Just with our community experience in our community.
Nutrition for animals, knowledge, nutrition, minerals, nutrition,
When I say,
forage.
when I say experience, I mean with the bar community. Just every area.
Okay. Oh, nutrition, minerals, that includes minerals. As well, forage. And natural medicine.
I don't understand.
That is Amanda. That's all right.
Yes, please.
Understanding of sustainable agricultural practices.
Okay.
Heard you say that before. I've heard you say that before.
You've been heard.
And then, and natural resources.
This is what they're gonna be. Hired.
Good.
Did you get it right? An understanding and appreciation of rural communities and the stressors that farm families experience. Yeah. The farm families experience. Like right now, maybe it's-
Probably be helpful to understand how tariffs work.
I mean, definitely economic.
That's a core stressor right now.
So we listed as economic.
Tariffs specifically. May not matter for years, it matters now. Talking about tariffs.
That affect farms.
Yes.
Did I hear somebody say livestock while I got it?
They did, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't want to miss it, but I
They
don't.
did.
That's part of the knowledge of that.
Right, somebody said it right after you said that.
What else, guys, anything?
Does anybody else have anything else for the ARR agent?
What else? This is gonna be really important.
Anything else? Everyone? on board?
Not that, I don't know what to call them, the take funds, any financial assistance programs for farmers.
Grants.
Grants,
Farmer grants.
yes, farmer grants and stuff like that.
Well, and just knowledge of that.
Just knowing that.
Yeah, knowledge.
Knowledge of any assistance. Yeah.
Yes, yes, that's perfect.
What else? That I have. Really like. I thought we did.
Okay.
Anybody else?
Like I know what we're doing about pounds.
Hans.
So if you can't read my writing, can you read it?
Hans.
Hans.
Knowledge about Hans. Maybe trees.
That's good.
All right. Anything else for the ANR agent possible?
And if you can find somebody that knows all of that, good luck.
This is good. All right.
We do lots of training for our new agents, so you have to go through core training and other service training, so if they're missing one of these, there's probably very likely a training for that. ANR updates and what have you, so.
All right. Rita, we're gonna jump right into staffing updates,
Yeah, I
extension
think-
staff position, for teachers.
Yeah, I think you already talked about the new 4-H agent position, starting January. We, are also in the process of hiring a new extension staff position. That position has posted and closed, and We are progressing through the hiring of that individual. So it is. So those are the only two things that. And we have to share on those.
Any, next state extension advisory council update?
Yeah, I'm really sorry, guys. So our C3 area delegate is Wendy Hood. Wendy is from Mercer County. Our alternate delegate is Leonie Mondelius from Lincoln. Neither of them were able to be here tonight with us. I do not have any talking points for that, but I can share with you just a little bit. The State Extension Advisory Council met on August 28th. They met at Kentucky State University. They do a meeting the end of August each time, and they'll meet again next in February. That will be a 2-day event up in Lexington. It is really cool. Each of our areas has a delegate and an alternate. We have those delegates together in one room from all across the state. So they have a chance to talk and have a chance to discuss what some of the issues and needs are, programming wise that are affecting our counties, what those are. And the really cool thing about it is that they are able to talk, like our central region can talk with Eastern and Western Kentucky delegates and to really share and to learn from one another. It is a really awesome event. We had some great speakers during our last State Extension Advisory Council. And at times there are things that will eventually come back to you guys. Those of you who are here tonight on the CEC will make sure that you guys get a copy of those talking points. I do not have those tonight. They don't send them to you. But we will get those. But it is a great opportunity for communication, for opportunities for sharing, to hear from guest speakers on a variety of topics and things that are happening, programming wise in our state. We have been very fortunate. We've had some really great representatives on the State Extension Advisory Council. It is a 3-year term when those roll around. And I know we've had probably somebody from here serve on the State Extension Advisory Council in the past. I don't know exactly who, but thank you. This is the finishing up the first year for Wendy and Leon at this level. So if you have any questions about the State Extension Advisory Council, I'm very happy to share with you what I know about that. And hopefully maybe at the next meeting in the spring, we'll definitely be able to get Wendy or Leon to come because they'll have that for the winter meeting from there. But it is pretty awesome to have that many folks in the same room, talking about, we do breakout sessions and just lots of great discussions and dialogues going on that day. So it's pretty cool. So any questions you guys have about that? I'm sorry, I don't know the report.
When did you say they met?
They met on August the 28th, and it was at the at KFC on the farm. And that's a wonderful place for a meeting if you guys have not been there. And I guess the other really cool thing about that meeting too, and I don't know if you all are aware of this, on the State Extension Advisory Council, we have some folks that attend that are representing the University of Kentucky, and we have other delegates that are representing Kentucky State University. So that in and of itself really helps us to collaborate and to work together and to be able to share ideas and suggestions. And I really appreciate that part. That day we have leaders from both universities that are present in the same room, having the same discussion and coming up with solutions. I do really appreciate that. And if you haven't been to Kentucky State University at the farm building, that is a really awesome place. Really nice. So, yeah. Any other questions you guys have? Great.
Moving on to facility usage. Report by the agents.
There will be a facility usage report on the table. Please take a look at that. I'm not gonna read it to you. I don't have it in front of me, but this building is being used and it's been busy this month. Sometimes it's even hard to find space to have a quick meeting, so it's getting used.
All right, agent program updates. Oh, wait. We can get all the minutes at the end. The awesome thing to do.
Oh,
All right, hi, everyone. I'll let you know. So I have a little update. I just kind of mentioned all some things together that I've been up to for the last several months. Our last meeting was in June, so I kind of jotted down a few things from there. So in July, August, we did a little haul stuff out here with the farmer's market set up and handed out information. I started doing the monthly Danville High School family nights where they get the juniors and seniors together and work with them and their parents on different things. Last month was financial literacy, the month before that was college, prep and stuff like that. But, I'm working with them on that, and it's a monthly program, September and October. I took a quilters group down to Western Kentucky on Saturday in the rain to Whittles, which was super fun, spent too much money, let's be real, I'm a quilter now. I succumbed to the old lady hobbies, and I did it. I made a salty grandmother. Let's see, the Aging Expo happened at the senior center, you know, on King Drive, they have a new location, they just renovated, well, they don't have a new location, they just renovated their buildings. Stunning. If you have not gone over there, please go check it out. We had the Aging Expo, as me and, Mandy Evans from A12, and we had a big fair with a bunch of stuff with aging, with resources for people who are aging, which is everybody. So, that was actually really fun attended, but there were 150 things else going on in Danville on that particular Saturday, but it was still a really cool idea. I serve as the, policies, constitution bylaws, policies and something else chair for our, state extension association for FCS. And, I did a whole thing where I went up to the campus and looked into the archives, updated that, developed a policy for, how long we need to keep different documents and how to record when we've deleted things and all that. It sounds really exciting, I know. But we did that and it took a lot of time, which was super fun, and then the association, did that for all kinds of things, but anyway, we did that. October 1st, I did an air fryer class, it was one of the biggest classes I've had in a while, or about 50 some odd people in this room. And I made them chicken nuggets and french fries in the air fryer so that they can understand that you can make those, our favorite foods, healthier in the air fryer. So that's super fun. Honestly, the highlight of my year, because one buddy, 2025. So November and December things coming up. Oh, I didn't change that on here, because these things aren't happening. But Big Blue Book Club is doing a new book, so that is coming up. But November, December, we have all kinds of craft classes and things, holiday themed programs and stuff coming up. So just look at our website and Facebook and please share those items and stuff. We try and spread the word about things that are going on out here. And, so we did talk about that. Okay. Does anybody have any questions? Yeah.
Are y'all doing the Halloween?
No.
Okay. Cause that was a big hit last year.
It was a huge, weird candy grab. We did get the entire county out here, which is a great point to say that literally everyone can make it out here. I will believe nothing else, because our whole entire facility was utterly packed, so I couldn't make it to the talk.
Hmm.
Yeah, any other questions, anything at all?
How's the food trucks going versus them?
Food trucks.
The food box?
Oh, the mobile food pantry. Thank you. I we forgot about that. So back in March, we started the mobile food pantry out here in our barn. It serves 144 families each month. This month, which we just had our service for this month this past Friday, and it was our second month in a row, third month total, where we ran out of food. So there is a need, we are meeting that need, and the food is going to Boyle County families. It's less than 6% of the total number of families we've seen since March are from out of the county. So the majority dramatically is Boyle County residents. We check their IDs, and that's how they get their box. So of course, if anybody comes through the line and needs food and they're not from Boyle County, I'm not going to turn them away. But I just want to let you know that the majority of the people receiving the food that we're providing here through God's Pantry is in fact going to Boyle County.
So is that who's sponsoring it, is God's
It's
Pantry?
God's Pantry, yeah.
How do they know, like you said, 140 families? Can they up that if it's been the last 3 months they've run out, or they put a limit on it?
Yeah, they put a limit on it because they have a program where they donate truckloads of food to multiple, food pantries like ours. And so I think 144 is the amount for our county that their math, whatever their, formula worked out to be for how much they can donate to our county. So, like in Eastern Kentucky, they do a little bit more.
How many dates are left for the year?
We just have November and December for this year.
Oh, okay.
And, let's see, they're the third Friday of each month. Volunteers are needed from 10 to 2. You can break that up into 2 shifts or however long you can. We are so grateful for the volunteers to be there for any amount of time. But 10 to 2, for volunteers, service is from 12 to 2, so that's when they're actually driving through the barn and picking up the boxes. But people start lining up out here in front of the barn at 10 a.m. Kid you not. They were 5 cars out here on Friday. Like, I'll be sitting here for a while, but
Do you have those dates for November and December?
yes.
Did you say the third Friday? The 21st of November? 19th of December?
Yep.
Thank you, Rick.
Thanks.
And it will be going next year. People have to go on time when the food bank is ending, when food stops coming. So if you all know anyone who wants to continue to volunteer, or you yourself want to volunteer, please feel free to sign up on the Eventbrite, so I know how many volunteers we're gonna have each month. And we also do provide lunch for our volunteers. So, yeah. Or spread the word, that people know we're gonna have food.
It's a well.
Really is, I'll tell you what. Oh, but everyone's here. Thank you.
Other agenda things, Karen?
Hello, everyone. I'm Caitlin Farley, the new horticulture agent for the one that hasn't seen me yet. I started back in January, so I'm still new. So since June, the horticulture programs, we have held the strawberry gardening class. We held a very successful fall plant swap. And, we had to reschedule, the native plants for pollinators class for the springtime, there's low attendance, and that was also the day of the United Ways of Caring here in Danville, so I participated in that instead. The trainings that I have completed so far, the first year or two is little trainings, sort of like what Rita said earlier. I have officially completed the core training that is for new agents, that's mandatory. And I attended the Master Gardener Conference, High Tunnel Toolkit Training, Kentucky Sports Turf and Grass Field Day. That was very exciting. And then the board meetings I have attended or am on, the Farmers Market, Creek, Resilient Boyle, the Gardening Club of Danville, and then the Danville Tree Initiative. is that what you would call it? Okay. And then community efforts, we have 3, community gardens around Danville, the Shepherd's House, Housing Authority, and the Pioneer Vocational, Service, which is like 2 buildings down. And, they're very appreciative of, the community gardens at each of their locations. I just mentioned, participated in the United Way Day of Caring in Danville, and then, Lacey and I was at the Danville, Boyle County Parks and Rec trick or treating event.
Yeah.
So that was sort of our Halloween initiative this year, so, with everything going on, we decided to pause that, for here this year. Maybe next year we can get it rolling again. And then, ag and port agents have to go do the state public budget judging. And then since June, we in horticulture have submitted 53 soil samples, so. And I have this if anybody wants a copy, so, thank you. Any questions? Okay, thank you.
Howdy, folks. I guess most people have already seen the elephant in the room. I am leaving as why we have this whiteboard. But I'm gonna get the opportunity, I'm sadly leaving to go serve my home community in Franklin County. It wasn't an easy decision, but it was one that I needed to make it at this time. But over the last summer and fall, we've done some really cool things with the A&R program. Starting off, everybody picked up one of these, only printed out 20. But we'll start in chronological order on July 24th with the Conservation District and many other partners like the Division of Conservation and Division of Water and NRCS. We collaborated on a field day that was held at Marty Gibson's farm, and pictures of me giving a talk on establishing pool season grass. That program reached about 70-ish people. I would say very successful and a lot of good responses. Would you agree, Danny?
Yes.
Yeah. Next thing, we did the feeder calf grading school that was held between multiple counties at the Bluegrass Stockyards in Lexington. It also reached around 75-ish producers with pictures, and so those were the 2 new things I've added. The 2 things I'm gonna follow up on are 2 programs that we started last year and one year prior. One is the Central Kentucky Hay Improvement Program. It's been rebranded from the Central Kentucky Hay Contest, as contest was scaring people off. And that's a collaboration between 17 counties where agents go out and collect the hay samples. We then store them, grind them, place them in the dryer, and then they're shipped to Princeton for the analysis. And this is a free program to participate in. And just a quick chart there at the bottom. This is our 3rd year that we've done this program. Our first year we had 4 samples. Last year we had 18, and this year we had a whopping 39. And we ended up taking home the Golden Probe Award for having the most samples. The thing is, it's an interesting award for sure. And you can see the percent increases from year to year. And then the last thing was in a group meeting with all the trustees in the county, our family resource and youth service centers in the school. We met each agent, sat down and met with them about what we can offer to the school systems. And something that came out of that is wildlife in the classroom days that I like to offer for really anybody that wants to have me. I'll come out in June, and that's where I go and get specimens from Lexington and take them to the schools and give them an hour program with them. And the kids they learn about the wildlife, but they get to be hands-on, touch it, see it, understand what their role is in the ecosystem. So we had various salamanders, snakes, turtles, toads, or frogs. This year, the program was modified because they fed all the toads that I normally get to the snakes. So we had to modify that program a little bit. And the kids, they get you can kind of scare them a little bit when you mention oh yeah, has some poison glands, so don't eat it. Or when they ask, about the snake, will it bite? It has a mouth, it's capable. But we did that again, and that reached out to over 200 students between 2 days at Bay Middle. Some upcoming programs, we got the Kentucky Beef Conference today in Lexington. I drove back from that, and then we're having a follow-up educational meeting for the Central Kentucky Hay Improvement Program. Thank you all. It's been great serving you.
Thank you.
Any other question? On behalf of A&R and the whole community at large, we appreciate the service you give to both.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Before I open up to public comment, I wanted to revisit the staffing update, because I feel when we went through that, there was a lot of focus. There was an extension staff assistant position. Olivia, do you have an assistant position open?
Oh, yeah, no,
That
I
was
had a FCS program assistant and she abandoned her job, so I don't really want any more assistants.
Oh, okay, so that's not open.
Yeah, super
I
tight.
know that there is an office staff assistant position open though, correct?
Yes, Rita mentioned about that.
Oh, okay, I missed that. So I just want to make sure everyone understands all of the open staff positions. Currently, there are several. Just to make those aware. And then we're gonna open up to public comment. Any public comments, any other, I know Rita's not here and Jay isn't here to kind of address anything, but we are still on record, we're still on, audio, correct? We're still being recorded, so if there's anything you'd like to address, now's the time to kind of bring it up. Any
The purpose
questions?
of me being here tonight, if I can address it, is I listened to the Zoom meeting, could not find the Zoom meeting for this one from the last meeting, so I could not find it. But I did listen to the Zoom meeting from the district board, and there was discussion that if I understood right, that this group suggested to them the possibility of buying more ground and doing something with it. I was just wondering what group that came from, or what prompted that, because that's a huge expense with the turmoil that we're going through right now. And I was just trying to get some backup on where that came from, because most of those come out of this specific committee.
Anybody remember that conversation?
Basically, it's a district board taking a look at some of the funds and possibly looking at some of the needs that we have to see if there's anything that possibly like expanding some programs. And, you know, it's just trying to spend the money that we have wisely, for things.
So it came from the district board, not the extension council.
Basically, that came from the district.
What programs are you thinking need to be expanded?
Well, we've heard that the shooting sports actually need some area to do that.
He was here earlier, and that's not what he said, but that's a different story. You need to check with him about that. But I was just wondering what areas to spend that kind of money with the turmoil this unit is in right now.
It's not gonna be on turmoil that much longer. I would hope it would.
I was just trying to be good stewards of the money and wait to see what happens and where it goes. It's a substantial amount of money.
Yes.
And I was just needing clarification where it came from and what it's for.
Actually, we're just exploring some ideas for the money that we do there. We did drop property taxes. I don't know exactly how much, a little over $500,000, but yes, yeah. So you can see the tax increase from the state council. We've got some money there that, you know, we just take a look at how we futuristic as we can.
Not 100% sure, I think, when we had, was it the last meeting when we had the signs on the walls? I think it might have been written down on one of those boards to look at, I think what drove it was looking at a, what's the right word? Like what's in Casey County.
multi-use.
A multi-use facility, like an expo center kind of thing. I think it was one of those suggestions on there, so we will look, I think that was part of the reason for that too. Was looking at land to be able to have parking for trailers if that happened, if we did those kind of things going forward.
That was not an extension problem. That's what throwing me off kilter.
Right.
The stuff we talked about that week was about dreaming big, like
Yes.
what we could use our future resources for. That's a little different than, we have X amount of money we're gonna spend tomorrow or whatever, like, what are we doing next? That's not what we're doing. We're talking about, what are some great things that we could use at the extension office? You know, I was talking like outdoor kitchen and stuff. I'm not telling somebody to run to the front lawn and build an outdoor kitchen, but if we're talking about what are some awesome things that the kids will ever use in the future, that's what we're doing. So that's a little different than saying, this is the position we're in now, this is the money we're gonna spend, so I was gonna say that.
Well, and that's not exactly what I meant. I'm just give you a very simplistic. Yes, we have some money that we could possibly use. We definitely want to have guidance on how we spend it. And the property is owned by the Industrial Fine Foundation. We just check and see what it's the cost. It's available now, it may not be.
Like I said, that's a large amount of turmoil we're in. I can't see,
Hey, Greg,
doing that with the
Terminal stops now. Okay, look, we need to vary all these things. Let's go on and plan for the future.
you can move on if everybody else is. That does not seem to be happening this morning. But I'm all for moving on. But I'm just saying, and I'm all for the expansion if it's good for the people of the county.
We're not gonna vote to do something.
Well, if you're gonna put something up like Case County, you are, that's a fee assessed with all that done. And that they all come in from everywhere with that, so. I don't know how that reflects what's good for is right now, so. Maybe an explanation later on will help, but I just wanted to ask where it came from. Usually that kind of expenditures come from the county extension council, something they want to do. If it went up on the board, I understand. So that's all I was asking.
I think we need to be careful how we communicate how we're spending our money and make sure it comes from the council, not just, hey, this is how we're moving forward. Is that what we're saying? We need to make sure we're voting everything in.
I think the council is advised, make sure the board.
Yes.
Right.
Exactly, advisory to the board. We need to make sure it comes here first, before it then gets delayed to the council. Any other public comments? Yes.
Much concern about support for staff. I'm really concerned about staff stress, staff morale, that they be appreciated for the work they do. I'm pretty horrified about 4-H. We need 4-H for this community so much. We can't say enough thank yous for what they do and have done. But, and I don't know where all that support should come from a CEC standpoint. I kind of just try to thank them individually when I'm here, which is a good deal. I appreciate all of the staff, but it's clear that something's wrong. It's clear that something's really wrong, and you know, we can't do this work at this place without people. We should, and I hope that UK will think about how they can support our local staff better.
Yes.
I just have a little comment tonight. My name is Jennifer Gaddis. I actually work for administrative office of the courts, and I am the court designated specialist for Boyle and Mercer. So I handle all the juveniles who come in with any kind of status offense charges or criminal charges that come in. Usually it's always our low level offenders that just need a little rehabilitation and making some mistakes that were probably all made back in the day, but different consequences for now. So I actually came, I think it's been a couple of years now, a couple of years ago, because our community
we don't have a whole lot of resources for our kids to be able to do community service, to give back. I think people are a little busy on working with some of those kids. I'm a social worker first, so I try to go out and search for those. I came to the extension office and said, hey guys, I love my community, I'm born and raised here. I really need some services for these kids. They are our underserved kids in our community. I met with Kim and Billy Joe, and, that was probably the first time that I have ever felt more support than I have ever felt in this community, because the next day I had a curriculum, what they could do, parameters that we could work with as far as our policies and procedures, their policies and procedures. And that has been probably one of the best programs. They actually came to one of our state meetings, our statewide meetings for reports, and presented this program that really does kind of started from ground zero. And how well it started for our kids. It exposed them to cooking. It exposed them to mindfulness, coping skills, all the things that these kids don't get in the environments in the homes that they're living in right now. So it exposes them to that. It also exposes them to all the programs that this extension office has to offer. I go all over the state, and this is the one place that I cry on all the time, because there are so many programs here for our kids. Not only elementary schools, going into elementary schools doing programs, but our kids that are at risk, my at-risk kids. So they have built that program. I'm very sad that Billy Joe is leaving. I'm very concerned that they are going to be very understaffed in that program. They are not going on, so I will be back to square one in our at-risk youth, not having a place to go and not having those things available. I've met with them. I hope that that's not the case. My eyes have been open. My kids go to 4-H. My daughter is a senior who's been to 4-H part of her whole life, as well as my son, and I'm very, very concerned about the direction of the program if we lose those things. I'm not saying that that's gonna happen, but I'm saying my eyes have been opened to a lot of things that I was unaware of. Including our local tax dollars, lots of it going into certain areas, but really not having a lot of say in what's going on with our own community. That's very concerning, and I don't know that our community knows that. So I think there's just been a lack of maybe communication, or how to, I don't know how to address that. But the program that has been so beneficial to me, because I learned that I'm concerned that it is not going to move forward after January.
One thing that I would like to add is that, and I'm not, my kids are grown, they've got, I'm a grandparent. We, 25 years ago, this 4-H club was, we had lots of volunteers. And it was really the volunteers that did those programs. And I don't see the volunteers like I saw 25 years ago, 25, 30 years ago. And I would love to see us get back to that. It requires the parents. We got to, and everybody's gonna say, well, parents don't want to get involved. Well, they will get involved. We're all sitting around here. We've all been parents. And our kids, we have parented and been involved in these programs. And I think I would love to see our 4-H get back to that volunteerism and having strong programs where the volunteers, the 4-H agent literally just guides us. But it's the parents, and I know I'm probably out there in this la land, because it's not that way anymore, but it can be.
I'm gonna want to intervene and say that we have a 4-H agent and 2 assistants in this room right now. There are 4 volunteers
Right.
that run our programs.
Yeah, I know they're there,
Yeah,
but I want to get it, to where these programs are, just huge. And it can't get there without involving.
We have a Thursday night program.
I'm not saying you guys don't have one. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I don't see it as it was 30 years ago. Where it was really the different programs, how involved with the parenting, the parents were involved, everybody, and it's just not, I don't see that.
It's hard to get any parent involved in any.
Jennifer,
And I'm gonna say this for my social work part, I've worked in frontline CGS and done all that for years. Parenting has changed. And your parents that you're looking at now, like the kids that come to my classes, they've never had a parent show up for
Right,
raising the kids. So it's hard enough to raise a child at, 75 years old or raise a 3-year-old, then these kids' parents aren't showing up. And I don't think that's anything that anybody has done in this room. I'm just saying parents in general, from my perspective as a social worker, they don't show up. They don't show up. That's the problem.
any other additional public comments before we move on?
I'll just say, as a parent who has 2 girls that have been active with 4-H for the last, since they could. I'll just say that I appreciate everything that you all do, for sure, because my girls come back home from school every day and say that they've had an excellent experience when 4-H comes, into the schools. My girls love and look forward to count down the days until they go to camp. And as someone who travels the state a lot and goes to a lot of extension offices, I think Boyle County does a fantastic job of putting those kids on charter buses, making sure those kids have an excellent experience. And so I say thank you for that, and for everyone who's been a part of that, making that happen. So I will say that.
Well, before I ask for an end, I thank you all for letting me lead, even though I have no idea.
Thank you.
I do hope that our district board listens to everything that our county extension council says, takes it to heart, takes it into consideration, and realizes it's much bigger than that. Much bigger than our families, much bigger, it's beyond our community, because our community affects others. So, please take a moment to reflect on that before we adjourn.
It's bigger fish than us.
It is much bigger. And I have kids. I don't know if I'm supposed to say much, but I have kids. I have 3, senior, a freshman, and a 7th grader. They're all coming up in 4-H. I came up in 4-H since I was 9. The extension is bigger than me. It's bigger than 4-H. It's bigger. It's a community, it's a country, it's a world. And we need to remember that. We need to remember that every day, all day, in every decision that we make. Every decision. It's not just about us. It's not about our family. It's about all of us. Every single one. It's about the kids that don't have access to what we have access to. It's about all of us. So let's keep that in mind in every single decision that we make. Every single day.
Start coming down to Danny's farm and showing them neighborhood.
I'm gonna come. I'm gonna bring all my girls. I'm gonna leave them. These girls are all yours. But, all right, is there anything else?
So if you have a moment and you want email addresses,
For any reason?
for any reason, to air opinion, anything you all want to say,
We have,
email addresses.
because
it's a bigger
there's
fish
a
to
lot,
fry than
there's
us.
a lot in this meeting, and you might get home later tonight and think, what happened? And in that moment, you need to know to ask what happened, so make sure you ask before you leave tonight. All right, anything else? Any motions? Questions?
I'm going to adjourn.
Oh, wait, one more.
Yeah, can we, Billy Joe's leaving on the First, she's done a lot of work with my kids, so we could all just say.
She's done a lot of work, all of our kids.
Thank you, Billy.
Fire and secret hate meeting.
Everyone was in here, we was back for her.
Yeah.
You won't be in here either. Bring kindly on January the fifth.
And let's hear it for Tyler. All right, we have a motion,
Second.
a second, who was that? All those in favor? Oh, and, all those in favor? Anyone opposed?
Anybody wants my phone number, give you email, I will give it to you.
Thank you, guys.
And what you're.
Olivia, still go?